Mahony now, taking 7th place from the Dutchman, Gerrit van Kouwen. And Gerrit's running on unleaded fuel, by the way. Shell corner, Jerry Mahony, 7th place. Van Kouwen behind him, 8th. Jones, 9th. Mike Smith and then the 2 BMWs. And now we're in car with Frank Sidner, the 1988 British champion. Ahead of him, his ebullient teammate, James Weaver. Through the Forston chicane, 60 miles an hour. And a grim-looking Graham Good stomps down the pit lane, no doubt to complain. So let's look at it again from Mike Smith's point of view. He approaches the start line in grid order. The first corner, Old Hall ahead of him now, the right-hander. Closing up on Graham Good's black Ford Sierra Cosworth as they tuck into the apex. Zap! Straight into the back. And there's going to be ructions about that. Graham is not at all happy.
Graham, what went wrong? I'll tell you what happened. Mike bloody Smith just gave me such a bang up the rear. I can't believe that. It's the second time he's done it. I just can't believe it. The first corner, there was a Labatt's car in front. Admittedly, he was going a bit rather slowly, but even so, Mike just gave me such a smack up the arse. I couldn't believe it. And he broke all the rear suspension.
Well, infuriating for poor Graham, but I'd call it a racing accident. And in the midfield, Clark, Hall and James Kay, all in BMW M3s, fighting for 3rd place in their class. Whilst ahead of them in the 2 white BMWs at Old Hall, sports car ace James Weaver still leads British champion Frank Sidner. It looks like Frank's got his hands full. Down to Cascades at 130 miles an hour. Weaver ahead of him. And ahead of Weaver is Carl Jones. And meantime, number 56, John Cleland's Vauxhall Astra is leading Class C. And to nobody's surprise, it's number 70, Phil Dowsett's Toyota leading Class D. More about them later. Lodge corner, and still the imperturbable Andy Rouse leads. But he's getting no peace at all from Rob Gravitt and Chris Hodgetts. 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Out of Deer Leap at 120 miles an hour. Over the start line at 135 miles an hour. Rouse drifts wide at 85 at Old Hall corner, then Gravitt, then Hodgetts. And it's really interesting up front with number 21, Rob Gravitt Sierra, built by Australian champion Dick Johnson in Queensland for Gravitt and Mike Smith's brand new Trackstar team. In car with Mike Smith. Carl Jones ahead in 9th place and he goes off. Carl Jones goes off, muck all over Mike's windscreen. Watch the air pressure clearing it off. Get the wipers on. Into Cascades, there's Mike, Sean Walker, Carl Jones, and Weaver and Sidner, 12th and 13th in the BMWs and gaining. And now, in car with a new slimline, Jerry Mahony, 2nd in the British Championship in 1988. Goes past 5th place Mike Newman, does he? Yes, he does. Goes through on the inside. Jerry Mahony goes up to 5th. And that battered Sierra's Mike Smith's. Down to Lodge corner, Mahony, then Newman, then the Dutchman, Gerrit van Kouwen, back to saloon car racing, in car with Jerry Mahony, up to 4th, 120 miles an hour, 5th gear, 130 miles an hour over the line, and Jerry Mahony is pulling away. And now Carl Jones is cramming on the speed. Look at him, number 28 going through inside Mike Smith, down to Cascades. And Sean Walker's attacking on the right. He goes through. I suspect that Mike Smith is getting tired. He is still recovering from that very bad helicopter crash he had last year. And James Weaver is right up with Smith. Number 21, Rob Gravitt, approaching Shell. 2nd, look for Rouse in front of him. There he is. There's Gravitt. 3rd is Chris Hodgetts in the red car, and the blue Sierra's Lawrence Bristow back after a stop. So now, up Clay Hill, into Druids. Number 1, Andy Rouse, lapping the BMW, leads. Rob Gravitt in 2nd position, and it is beginning to look like Andy Rouse's race. He dominated things last year, and he's doing it again. Into Lodge. Deer Leap, drift wide, Change up, over the line, another lap completed. Andy is easing away. Old Hall corner. Gravett second, Hodgetts third. Bristow behind has been lapped. It's looking like 1988 again. Andy Rouse there won 9 out of 12 rounds last year. He's leading by 2 seconds. Not much, but it's enough. And back at Lodge, it's Newman, Van Cowan, Jones, Walker, Smith, Weaver. There's Weaver in the background behind Mike Smith. Weaver chasing Mike Smith, Ford Sierra hard. And that is Carl Jones, number 28 at Old Hall corner. Squeal of tyres, he's off. Carl Jones pirouettes across the grass in the Ford. He's going to be perfectly okay, but he's lost his placing. And now Frank Sidner is fighting Graham Hathaway in the yellow Ford Sierra for 13th place. Hathaway goes through on the inside. Sidner takes it back. No, he doesn't. Down to Cascades. That's ex-Rallycross British champion Graham Hathaway pitting 500 Cosworth horsepower against 320 Munich horses. And Frank's right up his boot lid. Nicker Brook, 130 miles an hour. Andy Rouse leads. Gravett second. Andy Rouse is in a beautifully smooth groove. There's Hathaway and Sidner fighting it out behind. And gritty British champion Frank Sidner goes into Fulstons, but well behind James Weaver's class-leading BMW. Now you see why they're so good. Hathaway, Sidner, absolutely on the ragged edge. And there's Robin Donovan's Ford Sierra Cosworth, sandwiched between 2 BMWs. Being close, he's going to be taken. No, he's not. Turbo's blown. Robin Donovan's turbo blows. And into the pits comes Carl Jones. So, turbo problems for Donovan. Turbo problems for Carl Jones. But there is no turbo problem for Rob Gravett. Look at him. He has closed right up on race leader Andy Rouse. They go through first and second to complete another lap, and lights ablaze. Chris Hodgetts is hanging on to third. 2 ex-British champions sandwiching Rob Gravett in second position. Down to Cascades. Rouse. Gravett. Out of the left-hander, they line it up for Shell by way of Island Bend. There's a couple of tail-enders ahead of them. Are they going to get in the way? There goes Chris Hodgetts. Here is Gravett, almost attached to Rouse's Sierra. And what a debut for the Trackstar team. Nicker Brook, lapping 1, lapping 2. Andy Rouse being forced every inch of the way by Rob Gravett. Gravett with a lot less experience, but he's giving Rouse a very hard time as Andy comes up to Druids at 80 miles an hour. Tucks in tight, lets it drift out, and he's off! Andy Rouse goes off! Straight into the tyre wall. That's a very big thump. But the door opens. Out gets Andy. Thank heavens he's okay. But why? A mistake? A tyre problem? Something broke? Oil on the track? Who knows? But whatever, Andy Rouse is out. Look at it again. He just suddenly changes direction for no apparent reason at all, and that is a mystery. Now, here is Andy's view. There's a problem with the camera, but you can see out of Nicker Brook at 130 miles an hour. Change gear. Change again. And again. Turn right. And off. Lost it on the grass. No friction there. Straight into the tyre wall. Well, Andy's got every reason to look dejected, but that tyre barrier worked and he's okay. While in the pits, a worried team are looking for the boss. Well, they won't see him, because now Rob Gravett leads. There he is, his first race for the new